right, welcome to Primos for Life, the wrestling podcast made for the fans, by the fans. Como siempre, yo soy Eddie, el niño vaque. We got Ariel, the Ecuadorian dream bisueta, and we are your self-proclaimed, undisputed co-host tag team champions of the world. In tonight's episode, we bring you a new Lucha Hot Tag. Tonight's topic, the IWC, or Internet Wrestling Community, and Tribalism fandom. And remember the rules. I get a few minutes to say my piece. Ariel gets a few minutes to say his piece. We share our final thoughts, and then we move on from the topic. So, como siempre, sit back, grab a snack, and let's get it on. ¿Cómo estás, primo?
I'm living the dream, man. You know, Sometimes you just wake up and you're like, today is a good day. It's that Ice Cube kind of a day, you know?
That's such a good
Get
song.
up, little man had a little soccer practice, everything went well, came home, he played in the splash pad. You know, things were smooth today. I can't complain, you know? Some great wrestling on this week, as there's every week, it seems like nowadays. Wrestling on both fronts, on actually three fronts.
All fronts.
All fronts, you know, AEW, TNA, WWE, all three shows in WWE, you know, and then there's a bunch of stuff coming up with, you know, the Triple X, Luchador.
The Triple A, not Triple X. That's something else. It's like, I know it's late, but
wait, 11:30. No, like that stuff's coming up. So a lot of good stuff to look forward to. So just kind of in a good and happy wrestling mood. Excited.
Yeah. So it's funny that you say that, right?
Uh-oh.
Because, you know, on this episode of Lucha Hot Tag, what?
Wait a second. It's a Lucha Hot Tag. Hold tight. I got to get my finger good. Lucha Hot Tag, Lucha Hot Tag, Lucha Hot Tag.
I mean, the dance gets worse and worse. Like, what are you doing, bro?
Hey, man, listen, be excited that there's a dance, all right? It's like I pay choreography people, okay? Like, there's stuff going on, right? that took seconds to figure out.
But on this episode of Lucha Hot Tag, aka Eddie's therapy session, right?
Eddie needs to talk some stuff out.
That is actually the topic that I wanted to talk about, right? Not just multiple promotions of wrestling and stuff like that, but the IWC, right? The Internet Wrestling Community. All this
IWC. Look, I didn't know that was a thing.
That's a thing. Yeah, absolutely.
Is
it's
it
IWC.
really?
Yeah.
That's how old I am, bro. I just watch this stuff.
Gotta keep up, man. That's why I'm here. You're here to clean up things. I'm here to, you know, keep you up to speed on things.
So I'm here to clean up things. I am since the abuelito. I'm here to just kind of like turn the lights off, make sure everything's put away, the fridge is closed, the
lights are off.
Yeah, of course.
Nobody's in the room.
Who's paying the bill here? Why is this light on? No one's in the room.
Why is this clock plugged in? You can't tell time when you sleep.
Why is your charger? Your charger's on. It's plugged in and there's no phone connected.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. But yes, IWC. Okay, great. Learn something new today. Wonderful.
Yeah. So there's this whole big thing about like wrestling fandom tribalism, right? And it really, you know, kept me up last night, right? Because I'm just like, man, like we are probably, since the Attitude Era and since the Monday Night Wars, we are probably in the best resurgence of wrestling in the last few years, right? And if you really think about it, right, and here's where I begin my rant.
Yep.
Like, if it wasn't for WWE being such a crappy product under the stewardship of Vince McMahon at a certain point in time, and then the inception and creation of AEW, right, where Jericho, the Young Bucks, Cody Rhodes, Tony Khan, and all these folks got together and say, hey, competition is good. Right? We need competition. And it forced all the other promotions, especially WWE, who is at this point a publicly traded company, hey, to step up their game. And everybody, and wrestling started to get better and better. And AEW got onto a hot start. And then WWE was forced to pivot. And then NXT started getting some shine. And we get NXT Gold. And Like we've mentioned in other episodes, like those matches, those takeovers were fantastic. And then forcing AEW to keep up with, 4 pay-per-views a year, now to multiple pay-per-views a year. And then ultimately leading to where we are now, like 5-6 years later, after all it's said and done. And we have an incredible product in WWE, but also at AEW and also at TNA and also at AAA and New Japan and House of Glory and so on and so forth. And it's just wild how you got people out there that are true haters and just committed to just one brand. Now don't get me wrong, right? Because I know on past episodes, I would come off as a hater when it came to like AEW stuff or any other product stuff, because, for my personal taste, my personal opinion, I may have not liked what they have done, but I don't take away from the idea or the fact that if it wasn't for them existing, I don't think wrestling would be as incredible as it is right now. Like we have re-fallen in love with wrestling, and that's due to this incredible multiverse of wrestling that promotions that we live in today. And I don't understand how fans could sit here and say AEW's crap, WWE's crap, it's too scripted, it's too polished. Oh, this one's more gritty, it's not hardcore enough, this and that. Like, what? Like, what are we doing? Like, let's enjoy all of it, because here's the other thing that I will say, and then I'll let you speak your piece. For a long time, I was very ignorant, or better yet, WWE and Vince McMahon did such a good job of making me believe that WWE was the only thing that existed after WCW was destroyed, right? Or was bought and taken over and stuff, that I had no idea independent wrestling existed. Like, it wasn't until the passing of Eddie Guerrero and the coming in of CM Punk that I found out that there was, I believe it was either a House of Glory or Ring of Honor match. I think it was Ring of Honor, where it was a triple threat match between Eddie Guerrero, CM Punk, and Rey Mysterio. And I was like, wait, when did this happen? And that's when my mind was in shock, where I was like, wait a minute, there's more than just WWE?
Right.
And then that just opened up a whole new can of worms and just a whole new world of product. And then we are where we are now, just an influx of just talent, showcasing, and incredible athletes. And how could people sit there and say, no, I like AEW. WWE is for babies, or AEW is too hardcore, or they're not, whatever. The point is, it really bugged me the other day. And I was like, how could people sit there and pick sides? Let's just enjoy it all, man. Let's enjoy it all. Let's enjoy it all. That's it. That's all I got to say about that.
That tends to be, some of the things with even just regular society type stuff. Like, why are we nitpicking this stuff? Just let it all be. It's all there. Just enjoy what you can. If you don't like it, you don't have to like it, but you don't have to be shitty one way or another to it, for lack of a better word. And I'm sorry for using a profane word, but you enjoy what you enjoy. And if you don't want to watch it, that's fine. But to sit there and say, I'm not going to watch a specific product because it's not this, it's short-sighted. And it's an opinion. It's my opinion. You may not like it, but I feel it's the truth. If you can't sit there and give something at least a few moments to try to take it in and give it a proper shot. That's what I say to my son all the time. You like it, you don't like it. You have to try it to find out. That's it. If you don't give it the proper attempt or the proper shot, you're not going to find out. It's crazy because history lesson, quick rabbit hole. Not quick rabbit hole. I do anything quickly. So you had all these federations back in the day, before WWE was a major thing. You had territories. Okay, wrestling was broken up into territories. The Deep South.
Mid-Atlantic, right?
Mid-Atlantic, stuff like that. Okay, so, and then Vince came around on Black Saturday, and for those who don't know, episode for another time, whatever. But either way, they all got glued into one league, WWE. And WCW was there. Great. That WCW always hung around. Obviously a lot lower, whatever, but they hung around. In the late 90s, they started to make a push. The signing of Hall and Nash, the turning of Hogan, stuff like this turned the tides. ECW started coming around. This little bingo hall promotion that was the brainchild of Paul Heyman was next level. And you could only find it. Because I remember I was in high school and Friday nights, we would just have a couple beers. We'd be sitting around at 11 o'clock. We knew ECW was coming on. I think it was MSG or something. We knew it was coming on. So we made sure we sat and waited for ECW. And back then it was crazy because ECW was like 2 matches and then promotions to sell you ECW tapes so that they could keep putting on episodes. But stuff like that. 2002, Jeff Jarrett starts TNA with his father and Dixie Carter. You know, there's always been other federations. So I agree with you. To sit there and say that I'm not going to watch something because it's not this particular one, I think is quite short-sighted and very unfair to all wrestling, the wrestlers, the writers, the people who work the ring, the people who do the lighting. It's unfair to them because you're not giving them a chance to shine, to give them a chance to showcase, to say, you know what, I do like this. This is fine. You know, it's granted, you and I have both sat here and, like, to your point, I said we weren't big fans of this. You know, right now we're not watching AEW a lot. That's not to say it's not good. That's not to say we don't respect what they do. For my part, it's a lot to say of, I have but so much time in the day.
Right.
And I need to allot things accordingly. You know, I hate this. I hate the adage life gets in the way. But sometimes it does. And you have to be able to pick and choose certain things. Right. So I agree with you in that sentiment, especially with, like I said, because I grew up watching. I remember when TNA was only on pay-per-view. You could only watch it on pay-per-view. It was 2002, 2003. It was only like there. And people paid because it was something different. Because Vince had just taken WCW out. He had just cleared out ECW. Like he had just, and even back in the day, there was the Monday Night Invasion from ECW to WCW before they were even working together or bought. Van Dam was on Mr. Monday Night because he was on an episode of Raw from ECW, stuff like that. So I agree with you. The tribalism it's kind of crappy because also from the wrestler aspect, all these wrestlers are friends. They all know each other. You know, they all have to eat. They have to feed each other, you know, feed the kids rather and stuff like that. Like, so I think it just kind of stinks because more federations is more opportunities, more chances to be seen, to get your product put out there, to just get the entertainment of wrestling out there. So I am in 100% agreement with you about this. This is one where I'm not going to sit here and tell you you are wrong in any way, shape, or form. I think it's absolutely foolish. I think it's short-sighted, and I think it takes away from a lot of great Lucha Underground.
Yeah, Lucha Underground was revolutionary.
Lucha Underground.
I loved every bit of it.
5 seasons, maybe 6, of some of the best wrestling I've ever. Now, some of it, gratuitous, crazy stuff. Yeah. Chelsea Green versus Penta.
Yes. Wow.
I mean, do you need that match? Probably not. But like so much. Like, I mean, you're talking when Ricochet was Prince Puma. You know, when Swerve was Kill Shot. You know, like, oh my God. You know, Penta was the world champ. Ray Phoenix had quite a long run as I forget what champ he was. They had the trios champs. Rey Mysterio was there. You know, Vampiro. Like, there's so many chances for other great things. It just seems really crappy that people don't give it the time. And I know I've just yapped for about 8 minutes straight, so sorry. But
no, you're good. And you know, to kind of give you my final thoughts on that too, like especially since you threw in the pro wrestler aspect of it, right? I even heard or read what Matt Hardy said about new wrestlers in the business, right? What's happening is that idea of tribalism is also even bleeding into like some of the young wrestlers, right? Because he said, if you're a young wrestler starting out, like stop talking smack about other promotions. Because one day
you may never know.
when you're out of a job from one place, you're going to want to go to that place. And
Yep.
because you talk all this smack about, I mean, obviously I'm paraphrasing, right? But, you know, that's experience. This is a man who's won multiple championships at WWE, you know, and ECW, you know, when he was under WWE, but also TNA, New Japan, House of Glory. I mean, you name it, Ring of Honor. Like,
Yep.
So you can't sit there
Yep.
and let it get to that point where like it's fandom is one thing.
Mhm.
But when it's bleeding into the locker room, like, come on. And then,
and
you know,
real quick, I'm sorry to interrupt. To your point there, not only is it someone who's been around those things, but someone who has had problems and gotten fired because of his demons. So anybody who's done that and who still has a job knows what he's talking about when he says an instance like, let's not crap on other companies because you never know when you may need help.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
No. Good point. And then the other thing too is something that MJF said, right? Because they always ask him, hey, do you watch the other product? And he goes, absolutely.
Of course.
He's like, really? Because, you know, a lot of people, you know, are against it and this and that. And he says, when you're a true student of the game, you watch everything, and you'd be stupid enough not to start watching stuff. He was
if
like,
something was on there for you to absorb and for you not to absorb it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what he said. He was like, you know, anybody that says that they don't do it are either lying or they're stupid, because ultimately, if you're a true student of the game and you want to get better, you watch the other product, you see what they're doing good and how you can make it better. Or he even goes back to like archives. He'll go back to, you know, Georgia wrestling or, you know, other like Mid-Atlantic or Deep South, anything. He'll go back to any of those archives and, you know, see what Harley Race did or see what this person did back in the day.
The Polynesian area, Peter Maivia, stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. So, you know, final thoughts on that. I mean, I know we always, you know, are careful about our opinions, but at the same time, this is an opinion show. We are able to have our opinions about it, and you could hate it or love it. But at the end of the day, like, stop with the tribalism, man. You can like what you like and not like what you don't like. That's fine. You can have your preferences on things, but don't sit here and like ultimately at the end of the day, just, you know, totally crap on a company and just disengage completely. You know, you could not like it, stop watching it for a little bit. Cool. Take a break. That's fine too. I mean, there are plenty of shows that I've done that, you know, where I was like, oh man, I really love this show, but this really, you know, turned me off. I'm gonna take a break from it, and then I'll go back into it. You know,
I mean,
like,
me and you've both taken a break from WWE.
Yeah.
We've both taken a break from it. I've done it a handful of times in my lifetime.
Yeah.
I'm 45. I've done it 5 times where I've been like, you know what? I'm
done
cool
for
a little bit. And, you know, so no, you're 100% correct. It's something that's just crazy. And it's just kind of like there's no need, because I think the other thing is you don't want to watch it. Fine. You don't want to partake in it. That's one thing, but to badmouth it. And this is once again how I'm showing the abuelito in me. It's an old adage, but it's the right one. You ain't got a knife to say. Don't say nothing at all.
Agreed.
What do you gain from being a hater? What do you gain from being an asshole? Like, why? If it's not something you watch, or not something you want to watch, then don't. But you're gonna sit there and yuck somebody else's yum. You know, if I like AEW, I want to hear you say that. You know, I remember one time, man, we're talking, God, late 90s, early 2000s. I was watching a pay-per-view with my brother, our homie John Diebold, shout out to John Diebold, and one of Alex's homies who actually watched wrestling. And our other friend, Chris, came over, and Chris didn't watch wrestling. Like, immediately to the pay-per-view, Chris is just running his mouth. And then finally it was like, all right, stop. Because we were there to suspend reality and be involved in this for the time frame that we were there. Don't yuck my yum.
Yeah.
Like, so that's where I think also it becomes a problem. If you don't like it, fine. You have every right not to. No one's telling you you can't not. But you don't have to be vocal about it. You don't have to be an asshole about it.
Yeah.
Just don't watch it. And just don't like it. And just leave it be. And if somebody mentions it, I don't watch it. So I can't speak intelligently about it, because here's the other thing. If you don't watch it, you can't speak intelligently about it. So can you really have an opinion?
What a mic drop moment. I love the way
I'm about to take my shirt off and run around my basement.
Yeah. I love how you summed up that I loved how you summed up that segment. No, don't do it. You know what? On that note, this episode of Lucha Hot Tag,
because y'all caught a quarter nipple. Y'all caught
just hey, now I got to put on the caption slight nudity.
Slight
so
nudity.
A lot.
Damn
thanks
it!
A lot. Yeah.
Damn it, Ariel.
Dang. Now we're gonna get canceled.
Who invites me?
We just started too, bro.
I mean, hey, listen, America. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's a little on the brown side.
Sorry. Well, no, that but I'm glad we were able to talk about it because that was something that was really sitting heavy, as far as fandom goes, and something that we both love and enjoy so much, and enjoy with our families, enjoy with our wives now. Like everybody's involved now.
And that's the thing is, even Amanda said, Amanda's like, she's like, I can't suspend it. She's like, I can't suspend the reality enough. And she's watched a couple of these when I'm like, I have to listen to this because we're taping tonight. Like I have to watch it. But she's never gonna sit there and be like, don't watch it, or this is stupid, or whatever. She's like, okay, babe, just gotta do, and I'll go watch Suits or whatever else you're gonna go watch. Yeah. Like, but that's it. Just don't yuck somebody's out, man. It's not worth it. We share it with our families. We enjoy it. People are listening to us because they like it. There's obviously a market for it. Let's just be, let's just try to be cool with all of it. Because the fact there's a lot out there is only beneficial to us. Who doesn't want more great product? Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. I think that was perfectly said. And I think I got it all out. I think we got it all out. And yeah, man.
I'm sad that I didn't get to disagree with you this much as I usually do on the other Lucha Hot Tags, but you were 100% accurate in the annoyance of this issue.
Absolutely. Yeah. I appreciate the love and support, Primo.
Yeah. Hey, man. Once again, I'm here. Yeah. I'm here for you. I'm like a Boyz II Men song in the 90s. I'm warm. I'm cuddly. I'm here.
Do the hand. Do the camera.
I'm gonna bring you in.
All right. You know what?
I'm gonna take you out.
Yeah. No,
baby. I'm sorry,
baby. No. But on that note, everybody, that concludes our Lucha Hot Tag segment. And como siempre, Primo, take us out.
Ladies and gentlemen, as always, thank you for the time that you give us. Thank you for the love that you give us. Thank you for everything. PrimosForLife.com. Find it all there. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Reels, stories, all the fun stuff that we can do. We're trying to do. Please, we need some traction. We want some traction. We want to keep this going, and we can only do that if we see some numbers. So I'm going to tell people even this. Hey, if you don't like wrestling, but your friends, your
like
family,
me as a person,
hit play, turn the volume down, go do the dishes. Come back in 30 minutes. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. And then, other than that, the only thing I got to say is, baby, I'll see you when I see you. Yeah, girl. Take care. Bye.